Hello and welcome to the video news of the Saigon Times. I'm Đình Dũng with the program Chat with CEO. Today we will talk about social events, a very interesting business with different activities. Like other business, the social event sector is also affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. How does it work in the context of social distancing? It needs to meet people in person, but they can't go out because of the stay-at-home order. As an insider, Ms. Rosi Happi, creative director of the Happievent, will share with us her story about the social event business. Thank you, Rosi, for accepting our invitation to the program.
Hi, Mr. Dũng. Thank you very much for inviting me to the chat with CEO. I'm very honored. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
First of all, we would like to know what made you decide to come back to Vietnam to do business.
Yes, it's actually an interesting story. So last year in March 2020, my plan was originally just to come home for a home visit. Only 2-month holiday was the plan. Mm-hmm. But then, as we all know what happened last year, that's when the outbreak of coronavirus happened in Vietnam. So everything changed at that point. After a few months realizing that this coronavirus is not going anywhere, and it's hard to then fly further to another country or fly out of the country. And it was the safest option for me to decide I would stay in Vietnam, and then also took a rational decision to bring the Happievent at my event planning business in Melbourne to Vietnam and start operating here instead.
The Happievent was established in Melbourne, Australia, right? As an event planning business company. How does it operate in Vietnam market?
Yes, so in Melbourne, the Happievent focus in events and entertainments and festivals, and it's a poorly business in Melbourne. I decided to take the Happievent to Vietnam. I guess it's also because it's my home country, and it's the pandemic also played a bit of a factor in it as well. I feel like this is a time where I could use my expertise, my experience in events, my event business could help people, because this is the time where we need help the most, where especially in Vietnam, we're not a developed country like in Melbourne or Australia, where people are thinking more of the well-being more in terms of mental and entertainment, because that's the thing that people aim for. While in Vietnam, we're still developing, and we're still at the level where we still need to make a living. We're still thinking of how to survive and then do business. So that's why I think the Happievent will operate here at best as a social enterprise. We're still going to make profits, generate revenue, but we want to then use our profits 50% to then focus on to help people to give back and starting social programs.
According to you, how potential is the event planning business in Vietnam?
I see a lot of potentials. I guess it's also the same reason what I said before about Vietnam being a developing country compared to developed country or Western culture, where people would pay a lot of money to go for entertainment, for festival, for a lot of events. While in Vietnam, the celebrations are still stay at a smaller scale and a lower level in terms of individual and families. The biggest development I see in Vietnam is weddings, plannings, and sports. But when it comes to sport, Vietnam is a sport country too. So when it comes to sport, we see that Formula F1 was supposed to be in Vietnam. So we could see that they're developing in terms of sport events and wedding. It's a big industry here. But there's very limited options in terms of entertainment, cultural festival. So yeah, a lot of potential.
Normally, when doing business, it try to make money to earn profit. Why does the Happievent set business purpose on fundraising and charity?
Yeah, so as the Happievent, our missions is to connect people, to celebrate people and to connect people through events. So that's our missions. Mm-hmm. But then when I start to operate the Happievent in Vietnam as a social enterprise, then our purpose is to help people and to give back to the community. And that's why you would see a lot more of community events and purpose events and charity and fundraising. And I guess, again, because of the pandemic and Vietnam being my home country, I feel I have a deeply connections and a strong bond with the country and the people here. This is the best timing. I believe personally, everything happened for a reason. So for me to come back home planning a holiday, and then it become more a permanent plans, a future plan change. I think it meant to be for me to be here now to help my country and the people in my country. And that's why the focus you see right now with the Happievent activity are more in terms of charity and community. But in saying that, it doesn't mean that we're not doing anything else. We do, just not right now. Yeah.
Most of your work are social events with large gatherings. How can you run your business right now in the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yes, we have to adapt. There was definitely a lot of difficulties and challenges when, first of all, it came the social distancing. So it was limited the number of people that can attend events. So we adapted and we changed it to a registration. In terms of public event, we would announce that now you have to register in order to get your slot to go to the event. No matter if it's a networking event or if it's a charity event, we still have that limitations in terms of social distancing. So then I sit down with the team and we say, before the lockdown actually came into effect, we already have to decide we're not going to organize any in-person events anymore for now. And I think it's going to be like this until the end of the year, like to be realistic, to stay on the ground and say, okay, let's move everything online. So all the event that we do is now online. The monthly networking event is now become a Zoom chat. Like we utilize the breakout rooms. We also still have the same topic. It's more difficult, of course, but everybody understand that this is what we have to. It is what it is. You can't change it. So at least you have some human interaction through the screen, like what we have now, rather than nothing. So yeah, online everything.
Yeah. So COVID-19 had turned upside down the business plan of many companies. Is there any event that you have to cancel in the last minute?
Yeah. Yes. We actually cancel everything in person. That's first of all. And in terms of last minute, so when the lockdown, the directive 16, I think that was the strongest one. When it came out, we already planned some, the monthly event, we planned it a month ahead. So when it came out, it's gonna be in a month, which is like too late now to cancel it. So we actually have to cancel all of the event that we already announced right at the moment when the directive 16 came down. So it kind of last minute because we already announced it. And there was one specific event in June. We have a talk about environments, because in June there was a day called World Environment Days. So we picked the topic environment to have guest speaker talking about it, panel discussion. So the guest speaker was ready to come together. We sit together and then we talk with the audience. Mm-hmm. But then the directive came out just a few days before. And we were still debating whether we go ahead or we should put on a mask or a face shields, hand wash, everything to follow the direction, the instruction, but still could do it. But at the end, at the very last minute, the day before, we say, no, we can't do it. So we have to put everything online. So now the whole team, and me included, have to call all the guest speakers, coordinate with them to make sure that they can do it from home, to make sure that the technicals allowed and they have the laptop and they know how to use Zoom. And then we couldn't rehearse because it was last minute. So we couldn't rehearse. We just say, okay, it will be online, to stick to what you're gonna say, and we will just improvise and do it. So yeah, it happened.
I see on the screen you have the Social Changemakers Network. What made you decide to set up the group?
The Happievent organized together in collaboration with the Women's Empowerment Club, Ho Chi Minh City. We organized a fundraising event for Breast Cancer Network Vietnam. After that, it just came to me. I realized that there are a lot of people out there that want to help. There's a lot of groups, there's a lot of NGOs, NPOs, and social enterprises and charity groups that are already operating, doing their part to help the community. But I feel like there is a gap to connect them. And I think that's where we came in that we could do. So the Happievent could still organize events, use the event planning to connect people, but we need an organization to actually structure and have it happen with more a structured plan and a long-term goal. So that's when I decided, okay, it has to be officially something. So I started the Social Changemaker as a non-profit organization. And the goal is to build, we want to build a community, do good, feel good, live good. That's how we call it in a simple way, do good, feel good, live good community. Everything we do is focus in social impact, raise awareness on social change, on social issues, and also sustainability. And the community, we call it the Social Changemakers Network. Is a group that we wanted to build, yes.
Charity is charity, business is business. What do you expect to see your business development in the years to come?
Because our goal is to, our mission is to connect people. On the other hand, a Happievent, we use the profit to then support the social change makers, to then organize event with the purpose that we help. It's charity, it's fundraising, it's a social impact. So that's why it's clear. That's the reason why I started it. For me, it had to be clear. One, it's charity, social impact, and help and give back. One is the Happievent. It's technical, it's fun, it's entertainment, and it's because the Happievent is the one that organizes the event. But the Social Changemaker is the one that connects everyone in the social, in the non-profit sector. So it's non-profit and it's for profit, two at the same time.
What would you do if the pandemic was not over soon?
I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think the pandemic will be over in any time soon. I think we all came to that realizations. So all of the plan or the strategy that we're having now, we're looking at the action plans, and we already think that we have to live with this at least until next year. So everything we plan is according to the situation. We already take into account with this current situation that the pandemic will be here. So we won't change much. Actually, we still continue with online events until the only change will happen is when the lockdown and the social distancing is over. When it's possible again to organize events in person, that's when we'll move the operation to then in person. That's when we can do more. But it's not saying that right now we can't do anything. We can still do a lot, but it has to be online, and it has to be with a lot of consideration, a lot of thought into it. For example, we're planning to have not just online events, but we also have at the in August this month, we're planning to have a charity event to go out and distribute food and essentials and necessity for the poor and the underprivileged in the lockdown and in the quarantine area. That's still the plan. We will not cancel it, but we have to wait and see and plan a bit more careful according to the directive to see how many people can go out there. Do we need to wear gloves? We need to put on a face mask, maybe 2 face masks and a face shield, and maybe even the suit, the blue hazard suit to protect the volunteer, to protect the team, to go out there and help people, and also to protect the people that we help. So that's the plan. For now, all we can do is online events. And when we really have to go out there, it's for charity, it's for helping other people, that when we go out.
Is there anything you want to share with us today?
I would love to invite everyone who watching this talk to join us, to join Social Changemakers Network. Every month we have, for now, the live panel discussion on different topics. We also have a mental health open talk initiative. It's a roundtable initiative that we started in July because of the lockdown. We think that people go through a lot of mental struggle. We work from home every day now, and we don't have human interactions. Some people could be sad. A lot of people get depressed, stressed, frustrated. A lot of my friends or my people in my community who are expats, because of the situation, they have to go home, or they want to go home but they cannot, or they lost their job, or they don't have access, and they don't speak Vietnamese, so they need help actually even more than us. So that's when we think the mental health is very is at risk, is like under attack right now, and that's why we started that. Every 2 weeks we have a roundtable talk for people to come in and share and speak out and feel better, and find a way to feel better together with other people. And we also started, also because of the lockdown and the situation, we started a Stay Home Together online series. So that's a series, it's a charity fundraising initiative where we literally invite everyone to host an activity online to help people to stay connected and have fun at home, to improve their mental well-being. And at the same time, people can donate money to then, it will go to our COVID charity fund at the end of August. That's when we organize a charity event to go out and distribute food and necessities.
Okay, so both you and me don't know when the pandemic will be over. All we can do is just comply with the safety measure and wait for the vaccine program, So today we stop here, and we'll come back with another topic. Thank you, Rosi, for sharing your story about the Happievent. Stay safe and stay strong. Let's hope the best will come soon. Bye for now. Yeah, see you next video.
Thank you, and you. And I agree with you. We should get vaccine. Everybody get vaccine. And thanks for the opportunity. We'll see you next time.